Hi everybody, welcome to Beyond the Lines. My name is Sarah, I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten, and each Thursday on this very show I'm going to show you things about colors in different media that you could use on drawings, paintings, and also coloring books. I'm working with coloring books in this show just to help me with the line work. I don't have to think about what I want to paint and show you. I just use the color books also. Well, I love coloring, so go figure. Today I'm going to work in the Outlander book again. I'm going to color the third page. I have to be careful because I've taken the page out, as you will see in the beginning of the video, so I'm going to just hold up this page for now. They will go into a binder and well, be a different book in the end. So this is the page here. It's quite curly. It still is. I just finished the video clip that you're going to see in a minute here. Just finished it a few seconds before I recorded this intro. So it's still a bit curly. Overnight it will decurl. It's like this currently because I use an acrylic wash and colored pencils to, well, color the crest of the family Randall, and you can watch along how I did that. This is a one-part video, so I'm going to finish the page in this clip. It's probably gonna be a bit of a longer video. I will see in editing, but I assume. Next week I'm going to come back to showing you things with one color only that is in use and how you can achieve different things if you have a very limited palette or very limited amount of supplies there. The color will be green. I decided that in the end of the video that is going to follow about this page here, but I thought, oh, I'm gonna tell you already. It's gonna be green. So I hope you enjoyed watching along. Again, there's a blog post for the page that I'm going to color today, and it's up 10 minutes after this video goes live. So hop on over in case you're interested and maybe just need a few information there. And let's see how this page comes together. So let's hop right into it. So let me give you the text of this page first. That always comes with the other side of the book. And in this case it says, "We've been tracing your husband's ancestor, Jack Randall, through the army dispatches of the period." So this here, the page that I'm gonna color today, is the crest of the Randall family. Now I've been looking or trying to find out what colors it had, and it didn't really come up with something for me, but I found enough. So I looked up the things in I wanted to know in the first companion book of the Outlander series that I happen to have in German old style. And there I found, like old style book, not ebook, like I do have with the second companion. There I found the crest from Randall's, and it says it's the family Randall and tells things about it. It doesn't give any color explanation or hints to what it's colored, but it says dark and light here in this particular print. So this is dark and these four are light, and the rest is, well, up to my imagination. In this case there's nothing to go by, so I thought, well, let's go wild. Like I said in the intro, this is one of the pages that is probably scary, but don't worry, I don't. I'm working with acrylics. And now you might think, acrylics, yeah, Sarah, you showed that to us in the last page you made in the Magical City book, and it's totally fine. saw that, done that. No, I'm changing things up again. So I just put an acrylic plate behind my page here to, well, really make sure that nothing goes to the next page. And now I'm working with acrylics, and I'm gonna water them down a lot. Hence, I only need a tiny bit to have a wash. And if I could open this sucker, come on. Ah, there. Gotta get rid of those gnarly bits. Alright, a tiny bit of yellow ochre. This is really enough. Sorry for the tube fart there. Then I'm gonna add cat yellow, which is a warm yellow, and now color theory, or things to know about acrylic colors. There's some tones that are rather transparent. While I try to open this one off camera. Oh, come on. There's some tones that are more transparent, and then there's others that are opaque first go. Yellow happens to be one of those colors, especially cat yellow, to be not opaque first go. It's more of a semi-opaque color. And that, for one, works to my advantage here. Don't know what I did with those colors. Oh, gosh, I need a paper towel. There it is. Because, well, I want to have a wash. And the colors that in the end I want to have are kind of like a brown, golden, major color with speckles of purple and brown and blue throughout. So indigo blue, dark blue there. And what I want to do with the technique is, well, I fill a tiny blob into the, this is, yeah, should be enough, into this well here. Let me tell you, I want to have the thistle colored with an indigo and purples, and have everything else more like a golden look. So I need a yellowish brown, very thin, because I want it to look ancient, and then have detailed colored in it, the thing that makes this picture shading, in this case. But I have that colored in with colored pencils. Now I have to spray a ton of water. Oh, come on. I know I need to refill. Ton of water in there. Looking scary, right? Well, it's not. Don't worry. Get a brush. Soft one if you can. And I'm just mixing all of it. So now it's cat yellow and light ochre, more water. Now can just pick up that water with that pigment and paint the whole page. Not gonna take care of anything in particular, I'm just giving it one solid go. Now we'll just get rid of the acrylics here, because I have to move that plate in a minute. I should do that already, or also on this part. There we go. So now I have to move it to get it into the crease. Now I can go on. And the page will definitely crinkle, but just like last time in this book with the Inktense pencils, for one, I don't really care. Second, I can get rid of most of the crinkles by putting colored pencils on top. So that's no problem at all. Just making sure that I can still see the outlines of everything. And I have a rather a smooth layer of acrylics there. If I would have had a clean brush of that size, that is synthetic instead of real bristle hair, which is a bit more on the rough side, that leaves not pencil marks, bristle brush marks there, brush strokes. I would have probably preferred synthetic, but I don't mind. I can work around it. Don't either mind to get some acrylics on the other part of the page, because it's just the text there. And I can get rid of most of those pencil brush lines here with the colored pencils. So this is the first layer. Now I'm going to clean my brush and my palette, and meanwhile this can dry. Okay, that only took a minute, so I'm now going to dry up this page. I'm gonna pull it slightly to keep it mostly straight here. There we go. I can remove that plastic plate and get my cardstock. Okay, just dry. Let me see. There has been a tiny bit of color transfer to the back, but I don't care. So now let's close the book and rub over it, just to straighten things a tiny bit, because this is really curling. It does. That happens, and this is really seems to be perforated here to take out those paintings. So I'm gonna do that now with the paintings that want to go, meaning clear. I'm gonna have to make a binder for that first page. Gonna put them aside because, like I said, I have to make a binder for that. So let's work. Scared yet because of the curl? Don't worry, you can curl it back. You could actually take it out of the book if we wanted to, but I'm not there yet. All right. I'm gonna collect my acrylics, my colored pencils. Like I said, I'm gonna go with very few tones. I want sepia, I want black, I want white and cream, the golden green, where is it? There it is. I need indigo. Okay, this is probably all the colors that I'm gonna need. So there's my haul from the other table there, because I'm working on another coloring there, so I have to just bring them over. Sorry for the background noise, I have my window open in my studio. So these are just for the thistles. I do have earth green, juniper green, mauve, purple violet, ivory, white, black, dark indigo, sepia, and what are you called? Green gold. So these are the main tones. If I need something else throughout coloring this, I might get more color. But I want to start with the thistles, and I'm going to zoom you in a teeny tiny bit, just so you can see. That should be working. For example, there's excuse me, there's a thistle up here and here and here that needs some purple. The same goes on the lower part, and I think these are here just embroidered ornaments maybe, and these are embroidered thistles. So all the rest I'm just going to color with the ivory, the golden, the green gold, yeah, green gold and sepia. And then I will set apart the crest that is in the middle. But let's start with the thistles. Gotta sharpen my pencils a bit. I do have a light and a dark mauve color, and I have white to help me, and ivory, so I should be fine. Also, the acrylic paint gave this page quite a bit of tooth, so I don't worry. I'm just going about the lighter parts here. This is definitely embroidery. Now I'm introducing mauve, the darker color. Can you see? Yes, you can see. Need a tiny bit of the darker color on the bottom. And then for the leaves, where am I? Can you see? No, you can't. It's really difficult when I have you zoomed in to, well, not get out of frame. So the stem is here and the leaves are here. I'm working with a lighter color first, and then setting things with the darker color. The important thing is that you absolutely have the acrylics dry before you go in with colored pencils, otherwise you won't get a lot of pigment transferred and you will have the acrylic glob on your
your pencils, which is no fun, so make sure that your page is dry. Okay, now I do have the light and the dark green in, and this looks not very contrasty, so I bring in the dark indigo, one of my favorite shading colors, and I shade very heavily those green parts of the thistle. Okay, number 1 done. Now we'll go about it pretty much the same way with the remaining 5 thistles. And now the same goes for the lower part underneath the crest. And then I'm just pretty much moving to the brown and the gold for the rest of the background. But let's finish this one first, right? Okie dokie. So this is done. The thistles are finished. So what I'm gonna do now for the rest of the background, so anything but the crest here in the middle, anything like this, and this, and this. What I'm gonna do for that is take these three colors, which is ivory, sepia, and green gold. I'm gonna shade everything in the background pretty much the same way. So I'm giving you a real-time example here and then speed up the rest for the video because, well, it's the same thing over and over. Going about it like this. And introduce the darkest tone. I could actually start with the darkest tone and then fill in with light and medium tone. So light would be ivory in this case, dark would be sepia, and mid-tone would be the green gold. Okay, bit of ivory here, very light. And have the rest fill in with green gold. See? Simple, right? So this is what I'm gonna do now. Actually, since I just see that the texture here of the acrylics helps me behind or in between those embroidered things, because, well, they look like a cloth then. And that helps me with, well, for one, the texture, and second, I don't have to fill in color or anything probably once I'm done with shading the main thing here. I'm gonna zoom you out a bit because you've seen what I'm doing now. Now I'm just gonna go about it in a bit more speed. I'm gonna put this on time lapse because you've seen what I'm doing there. Now it's just repetition for everything but the crest. Okay, so took me a while to complete all of the background, but it is done. I do want to keep the grainy look of the colored pencils because I think that it adds towards the cloth feeling of the background. Yeah, now I'm going to work with the shield, which I have to have way smoother because for one, it's probably metal. And the second, it's probably shiny. I want to stay with the same color scheme though. Definitely have the, what's it called? Yellow-green. I will introduce cream, which is a yellow tinted ivory pretty much. I'm gonna stay with ivory, I'm gonna stay with brown, and reintroduce the indigo that I also had in the thistles, and have black and white. I haven't used black and white in the background, so this is for the very harsh contrast and to set apart the shield from the background. Now in the picture at the beginning I showed you, this is the dark and these 4 spots are the light parts of that shield, and this is what I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna start with a bit of cream, go around this line work here that sets apart the dark parts from the light ones. Then I'm gonna go with ivory. And the bird, can I see a difference? Very lightly, so I'm gonna keep the ivory here. Color the whole light part. I'm putting down quite some pigment here, not being well, I'm not being very light-handed. It's more a medium touch that I'm having here. So let's go a bit more with the cream. Also medium to heavy hand. Bit of white. And more ivory in those nooks here. All right, that should be fine for now. Now I want to have the bird colored. I'm gonna use dark brown for that, just to have a nice contrast going on. And I'm gonna use the green gold to fill in the bird. And to smooth out the sepia. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the 3 other shield parts. I'm not shading the complete shield yet. I will introduce green gold for that, but I want to have all of the base coloring done before I start shading. So now it's time to shade. Got the shield or the crest, the shield part of the crest, absolutely base coated, and I'm using green gold to shade the light parts of that shield here. Since I'm having quite a bit of pigment down already, I can go with a rather medium heavy hand. I'm not having a light source from a specific, from like left or right. I decided for a light source that shines down pretty much, or comes from this upper part, but I think it's just the crest is lying on some cloth and like on a table or something, and it's perfectly lit, so I'm just putting the green gold all the way around, because that would mean that the shield is bent and the parts, the outer rim of that shield here is a bit more shaded than the perfectly lit midsection. All right, now for the dark brown, I'm using black to shade this. I haven't decided yet if I want to use paint thinner on the shield crest part yet, but I have put down quite a bit of pigment so that I could blend that any moment whenever I liked. All right, now I'm gonna go around those scallops here with the black, just to clean up the coloring there. Just a tiny bit. Of a cleaner line. Sorry again for the background noise. I hope the mic doesn't pick it up too much, or that I could filter it out while editing. But it's that time of the day when people come home from work, or the teenagers are done with their homework and meet up with their friends. So a lot of cars, also tuned cars, that are going around here. So I need a teensy tiny bit of a darker color here. The green gold is not enough for that. How I determine that? Well, I told you in a couple of episodes ago, I squint or very slightly cross my eyes for just a second, and that will take out the information of all those tiny color tones and stuff from for my brain, but just let through the information about value. So light and dark, pretty much. And the information given to my brain by my eyes said, it's a tiny bit flat. You need to have a teeny tiny bit of a darker color just on the very outside. Yeah, that's better. Alrighto. So now, oopsie. Oh gosh, what's going on? There we go. Now you can see. The shield part of the crest is done, but I need to fill in the rest. Now the rest I want to have rather on the golden part. But I need to have it stand out from the cloth, from the background color. It's pretty much the same color. So I will use black probably for shading in the end. But for now, I'm going to use, what am I going to use? I'm going to use ivory, green gold, and dark indigo to color the parts that I haven't colored yet. And I'm going to start with the darks. So just the outlines here. Just like I did with the shield, I imagine this to be the bendy metal, not the very flat one. So I'm going to have the darks here on the outer side. Now I just gave the ornament part here a rather thin outline of the indigo, but here on top I'm going to pull in that pigment a bit more, just like with the sections where it hits the shield part, because I think those elements are sitting on top and creating shadow. Now this is going to be tricky because now I have to determine where the highlight is going to go. I'm going to put it here, definitely here. It's going to be highlight here. And here. maybe a bit here and here and here. And now I'm going to fill in the rest of that section with the green gold. Going over the indigo, but hardly over the ivory, because I don't want to lose the highlight. When I go over the ivory, I have the lightest of touch, like a hummingbird. Bearing down quite a bit, so it's a medium heavy, medium to medium, medium heavy to heavy touch for the mid-tone that I'm just gonna color with the one layer of green gold, but I'm pulling in the indigo with the same heavy touch to the mid-tone, but as soon as I get to the highlight, I'm changing to a very feathery touch here because I don't want to lose the highlight. How does that look? Needs a bit of a brown, just to make it look old. But with just, again, the lightest touch here, I'm going to bring in some sepia. Well, that's more like it, I think. All right, I had a quick break here because hubby brought me a delivery. I'm gonna try it right now. I got delivered a white Caran d'Ache luminance pencil, which is supposed to be very lovely pigment when you want to whiten things. It's supposed to work really nice on top of. For now, I don't really see it, but maybe. Just need to sharpen it, get rid of any trend. Oh, no, there it is. Ha! Yep, okay, I'm gonna try that in a minute on other sections, but for now, I am just gonna copy what I did here to this other section and then take care of that part. Now, I just need to finish this part up here and then shade underneath the crest. I want to go a little lighter on the shading for this particular part because I think it sits on top of the parts of the crest that I just had colored. This is a wild one here. Gosh. So I'm pretty much, quote unquote, just shading the tiniest bit. Doesn't look too shabby. Now I'm going in with luminance. Oh, it works well for white on top of acrylic paint. But since acrylic paints do give the page quite a bit of tooth, I'm not surprised. I have to test out this pencil a bit more on other things. No. Going in with a very light hand. Not bearing down like I did on these parts. Got highlights on these tiny little things here. So let's just add that. This is something that I have to work on with shading around the crest. Hold on, folks, I'm gonna zoom you in for a second here, just a tiny bit, so that you can see a bit better. There you go. This makes the noise of me really bearing down on the pencil, but I'm not. It's just that the page has that much tooth from the acrylic paint. Now for the helmet, I want highlight here, 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 and here, and here, and also there. quite a bit of highlight here. Now for the darks. And now the mid-tone. Again, very light hand all around. Tiny bit of sepia. To age the whole thing. And now the interesting part starts, and I have to zoom you out again. Tiny bit at least. There you go. Shading the crest. Now I want further, and I'm using black just to go around sections of this whole page now. And setting apart that crest even more from the background. So now that I do have the right hand side outlined with the black and not the left hand side, you can really see the difference here between what it does to just have that bit of a black outline there, how it changes things up and how it lifts the crest to the foreground and kind of blurs, that is this way, blurs the background there. So I keep going. So now that I do have that, this looks almost done. I just want some super high highlights. This particular part here. Now I gotta stand up and see from afar with the squinty eye if I need something more. Yep. Need a bit more the yellow and the brown. the side, I just need a bit more of the brown. I think that's that. Oopsie, you weren't straight in frame. So yeah, that is the whole piece, and it's just done with an acrylic wash and colored pencils. Now I can tear out this page. Next time we come to this book, this is going to be what I'm going to color, but that takes a while. First, I am going to show you what I can do with green color. So the next color that I'm going to talk about and show you different media and different things with is the color green, and by that I mean I only use green tones. Did the same thing with orange, and now it's time to have the green. So this is my page here. I hope you enjoyed watching along and maybe got rid of these scary parts of putting acrylics onto a coloring page. You can definitely do it, as you can see here. This is the proof. Nothing is ruined, nothing is wrong. It's just a bit curly, and you can decurl that page, no problem. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, I will see you next Thursday with a new video. I'm gonna color green things next, and have a lovely day. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. The exact numbers of the pencils that I used, and also the acrylics and close-up photos and stuff, is on the blog, so hop on over if you're interested, and I will see you next Thursday. Have fun, folks. Lovely day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.